Hello guys, welcome again. So in this live stream, actually, it's gonna be very long. So please, you have your, please go and take out your coffee because we are gonna study today um, about not just my trading system. Actually, I'm gonna share with you many things, many insights, many tips, and how actually trade, right? But we are gonna start from the basics, okay? So let's start. Okay, so first of all, we are going to talk about support and resistance. After that, we are going to talk about trends, and after that, volume, volatility, market makers, risk management, and after that, we are going to talk about all the indicators of my system. Okay, so I started my live streams 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago. So I realized I have a lot of content, yes, but it's actually very difficult, right, to follow. So that's why I decided to do this. So the idea is after 2 hours, maybe I will just split all the content right in small parts. And for all the new traders, or maybe if you want to remember something, you can go there and you will find the information. So actually, that is the main idea. Okay. So after that, I mean, you want to know my technical analysis about Bitcoin and the stock market is gonna maybe potentially it's gonna be maybe tomorrow because today is just about studying, right, and learning. Okay, education. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, yeah, I'm gonna talk about trends. Trends is gonna be the first topic. Okay, there are three main things you have to understand in the markets. First of all, we have here, imagine here, this is whatever, doesn't matter the chart. For example, here we have this chart right here, and it's doing something like this, and after that it's moving here and it's doing this, okay? And here, from here is doing something like this, and after that it's moving like this. As you can see here, this is, well, this line, this curve has different patterns here, right? So the idea of the trends is, well, when the market is bullish, right, we have an uptrend. So this is telling me here, for example, here the price is moving to the upside, right? So here, if we sum in, we will see something like this, something like this. The price is moving, pullback is moving, pullback is moving, pullback, you see? But it's never making a new lows. Actually, never the price is never going is never below the previous high, as you can see here, right? It's moving always new highs, right? This is an uptrend, okay? And here, for example, here when we see the market is doing something like this, right? Here, something like this. The price is decreasing, right? It's crashing, it's dropping. So it's the opposite. Here, for example, is doing something like this, right? The new high, I mean, this high is not higher than this one. So it's doing here, new lows and higher lows, as you can see here. And finally, we have this type of market, and actually people hate this type of market because it's boring, right? So let me show you here is when we have sideways. Sideways market always is boring, right? Is when people don't want to trade, and actually is when traders like you and me is when we have to get ready here because it's actually the time to make more profits. But well, I will explain this later. So here sideways, well, is when always I said in my last stream, the price is just playing ping pong, right? It's doing something like this, right? Resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, right? Always here is let me change here the color. Always is testing here resistance and it's getting rejected, right? Support and it's bouncing here, right? So you need to understand this. 70% of all the time, 70%, okay? 70% of all the time here is the market is doing this, okay? 70% here is this, okay? So only 30% in average, right? In average is trending like this or like this is only 30%. Okay, only 30%. So what is the secret to be successful? You want to be successful in trading. You need to learn how to trade in sideways, first of all. Second is you need to identify when the massive move, the explosive move is about to happen, right? So in general, this is like when it's an uptrend here, an uptrend, and downtrend, and sideways. Okay. And also one more thing here. When we are trading sideways, for example, especially in sideways, I'm gonna remove this because I'm gonna continue with the next topic. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you how to trade in uptrend, how to trade in downtrend, and how to trade in sideways. Okay. First of all, we're gonna start with sideways because it's very easy. I know many people think it's very difficult, but actually it's not. It's very, 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 very easy. We have here the market is doing this, right? We have the market is coming here and is, let me change the color here. I'm gonna change the color of my price, right? Here is doing this, right? And is doing this, and after that is doing this, and after that is doing this, and after that this. Okay? Well, as you can see here, we have the price always is getting rejected in a specific area, not price area, right? Because people always want to enter in the exact number of the price, and it's a big mistake. Actually, if you do something like that, it's gonna be terrible because you have to trade here the area. This is the area you can enter. Okay, and here the same thing here. It is the area. It's not exact, right? But it's around here where you have to enter. Now the rule is very simple. First of all, you have to identify if there is a trend. In this case, there is no trend because the market is just in sideways, right? There are more hints how to identify this with some indicators, but right now it's just price action. Okay, only price action. I know it's very difficult with price action, but it's very, very powerful if you learn how to identify the market only just watching the price. So when you see the market, in this case, the trend, the price is testing the resistance, right? You shouldn't open long positions because I know many YouTubers will tell you, it's breaking out to the moon from here. So what usually YouTubers or people without experience they are doing is just they are opening a long position here. Let me change the color. I'm gonna change the color of my here, a long position here. Imagine here is a 70k, right? Sorry. They open a long position here, right? And they said, here from here to the moon, right? Because it will just move to the moon, right? Sure, man. Sure. Let me change the color here of my. Yep. Let me change the color here. Maybe I'm gonna use this one. This is the price, right? And this is the price and resistance, and so on. Okay, something like this. Now it's better, right? I think so. Okay. Now, people, usually YouTubers, I can see many people, they are doing the same thing, right? So when the price is here, is here, testing resistance, right? Usually what you will find in books, right, in classical technical trading is you have to open a long position here, right, because it's a breakout pattern, right? So from here to the moon, right, your stop loss is here below the previous it's very funny because your stop loss is here, so you buy here and you will get a stop it here, right, around here, and after that to the moon, right? The problem with this is like, because we know 30% of all the time the market is trending and 70% the market is in sideways, we have the probability to lose this trade is very, very, very high. Yeah, that's actually the problem with this. That's why I don't follow this. I don't use this. So please don't do that because I backtested this and it's terrible, terrible, terrible. What YouTubers they like to do is they want to show you specific moments in the market where actually it's working because they want to sell you a course, they want to sell you a cryptocurrency, they want to sell you something. Okay, so the reality is like it could happen, yeah, but it's only when the market is trending. Only when this kind of the breakout pattern is only working when the market is trending. So 30% all the time, just 30%. Okay. So what we have to do here instead? Well, it's very simple. When the market is testing resistance here, right? We, in my case, right? Here I just open a short position. And here short position, and here a long position here. Long position here. I never trade here in the middle. Never here. All this area is the area where I will never, I don't trade here. Even if I have buy signals, I don't do that. Only I trade when the price is testing resistance or support. That's all. Okay? Never buy the resistance, never sell the support. It's very simple, right? So right now, for example, Bitcoin is sideways since March. Let me show you here the chart. Let me show you the chart. Bitcoin here is since March is in resistance. You see, and here is forming a support. A support here. So what we have to do, usually all the time, right, is just sell the resistance, buy the support. Sell the resistance, buy the support. Sell the resistance, buy the support, right? Oh my God, you can get a stop it. In my case, for example, I got to stop it here, shorting. I'm going to explain that. Okay, buy the resistance here, sell. Sorry, buy the support, sell the resistance. And here, for example, in my case, I open a short position here at $67,000. I got to stop it around here, around 71. And what happened here? I opened a second short position. I am right now at $70,000 in short, looking for this. Why? Because, well, using my system of trading, there is a sell signal right now. Okay, that's why. Okay, now we are in sideways, so that's all. That's all. Okay, as you can see here, Bitcoin since March. Almost this year is almost all of this year is just in sideways. That's why you have to understand, like, most of the time, if you want to trade the market, you will have to trade in sideways. Of course, you want to trade, right? In my case, I prefer to, of course, all of us, we prefer this when it's trending. It's because it's easier, right? But also that is actually a trap here. I will explain to you why. Okay, let's go back to the board and I will show you why. Okay, this is sideways, okay? This is the way how I trade sideways. And I didn't use indicators, you see? I didn't use indicators. I use price action. That's all. Okay, now let's continue with the next type of market, okay? The uptrend and downtrend, okay? Because it's the same thing. Now we are gonna use the same color for the price. Now imagine here the price is here and suddenly it's doing this and it's this and it's doing new highs, right? This is an uptrend. How to trade an uptrend? It's actually very simple. Yeah, I know in theory it's looking simple. The problem here with people is like when they put money in the table is when they forget there are rules, right? Because they are very nervous because they got a loan from the bank and they put all the money, right? All their savings, right? And that's why they are just crying all the time. That is something you cannot do, okay? But I will talk about it later. So right now here I'm going to show you how to identify first of all the trend, and second how to trade with it in the trend. We're just only using price action. Okay, only using price action. Okay. First of all, here we have to see the market should be in sideways, right? In the beginning, right? Here we have sideways, right? And finally, we have this breakout, right? The breakout. Okay. People like to just buy here to the moon. It could work, yes, because we are in uptrend, but in that time we don't know. We don't know here if we are in uptrend or not. Okay, it could be a fake out, right? So we have to wait for confirmation. And how I like to see confirmation is when I see the price for a few days is just pumping without stopping. No rejection, just pumping, pumping, maybe 5, 10, 15%. It's not just 1% or 2, okay? That's a big hint. So you see the price just moving, pumping very, very hard for a few days, you don't buy, just wait. And finally, after you see a pullback, this pullback, right? You have to see again here in this area sideways. Again, let me show you here. For example, here, if we zoom in here, maybe 4-hour chart, we will see some sideways here, like this. Let me change the. Let me do something like this, right? It's the pullback, and you see something like this sideways here, and it's doing the same thing like here, but in a smaller time frame. And here, where we know finally is a breakout, this is a real breakout because it was very strong, very powerful, the volume was very huge, right? Here, finally, we are going to start looking for longs. And here, with the system, of course, maybe you could use my system or other systems, you will find a buy signal here, but the easiest way is just when you see the pullback, you see some sideways, is accumulation phase again, and you will see it is a new chance here to enter. You don't enter here in this move, because we don't know it's going to be fake. You want to see, you want to enter after the pullback, and after that you will continue, right? You will continue the trend. Okay, that's all. Okay, let me fix this. Yeah. Okay. Now, how to know when, for example, if you bought here, you didn't buy here, right? But you bought here. When we can close the trade? It's very simple. Just using price action, the only way to close the position is when the price is testing, not just testing, is breaking the previous low, this one. When you see this one, this break, of course the price is going to bounce here more, but there is a very high chance this move is going to be lower than this one. So that's why here in the next bounce is when in my case, I like to close my positions always. It's not a rule. It's like many times I like to do the same thing. Yeah, and actually it's working. So this is the hint. Here, this is the hint. When you see the price making new lows, a new low, at least one here, not respecting the trend is a big warning, like potentially the trend is over actually. Okay. So this is the way how I trade uptrends, just only price action. It's actually very simple, right? Very simple. Of course, with money in the table it's a little bit more difficult, so I will talk about it, psychology of trading later. Downtrend is almost the same thing, right? It's almost the same thing actually. In downtrend is the same thing, but for some reason for people actually it's more complicated. Why? Because we have the price like doing this and doing making higher lows all the time, right? Sorry, it's making higher lows, something like this. So how to trade with this is very simple. You open shorts, right? You open shorts, but first of all, you need to identify when actually the market is in sideways, in downtrend. Usually, most of the time, you will see the market first of all in sideways. Actually, the big moves, they will happen after the market is in sideways. Okay, you see the break here. Let me show you here the break. Here is the break, right? Here is the break, and you don't enter in short here. No. You wait for the bounce here, and here where this is resistance, right? Same as uptrend, you open short here and you continue the trend. Same rule as like before. When we will close, when we can think to close or short is very simple. The market is doing sideways, right? But suddenly, instead of keep dropping, it's just doing sideways here. In my case, I like to close my positions every time when I see the market in sideways, just in case. Why? Because we can see a bounce here, and if this high is higher than this one, there is a very good chance we will see a pullback, and after that a reversal. So that's why I like to close my positions here or in the pullback here. Okay, so all of this you can. Okay, sorry, my audio something happened here, but it's fine. Okay, so as you can see here, it's very easy. Very easy. Of course, in theory, you have to practice a lot. That's why I don't use real money. Paper trading is very good to understand this. Because you could understand my system and all the rules and everything, very simple, right? But the problem is the execution. That is the problem. Okay. So now let's continue, and I will show you something else. I'm gonna move to the next topic. The next topic is how to identify support and resistance. Now we know the trends, right? Upside, downside, and sideways. How we can identify the trends? Sorry, support and resistance. Well, let me show you again other chart, right? We have this chart here. We have this chart, right? It's moving here, it's moving here, and suddenly it's doing this, and it's doing this, and it's doing this, and after that it's doing this, and after that it's doing this, something like this, right? And as you can see here, only using price action, we can say it's in downtrend, yeah, but how we can identify resistance in this case? In this case, we should or support. We will have to start looking for confluence. Confluence is the key. Where the price is actually sideways more times. For example, here, as you can see here, in this area is just one time. Here around 3-4 times, right? And here, so all of this area, we can say all of this area has more confluence. So because the price is around here, this is telling me this is the strongest resistance. So if one day we see the price doing something like this, there is a very high chance around this area is going to be rejected. You see? So you need to identify resistance and support. Support, we don't have support here because I draw a, a downtrend. It is a downtrend. But the first, we can say, okay, another resistance, it could be maybe this one, potentially this one with this one. But it's not very strong, right? Because we have just 2 points. Only 2 points and we don't have here. So maybe you will see some rejection here, but maybe it's not going to be enough and it's going to keep pumping here. It's like that. It's very simple, right? So now let's talk about when in the price is in uptrend. In uptrend, how we can identify supports. For example, let me show you again the color. Yeah. For example, it's doing something. The price is doing this, pullback, and after that here, pullback, and it's doing this, pullback here, and after that it's doing this, right? As you can see here, we have some confluence where we have the confluence is around here, this point, this point, and this point. So we have the area. It's, of course, it's not a line, it's an area. And when you see the price breaking this resistance, tested the support, and here is when you have to start looking for longs. You see, when you are looking for longs, you buy the pullback, and you are looking for confluence, and you're looking for buy opportunities in the support area. So let me show you the chart. In this case, when we try, let me show you here, for example, in 1-day chart, Bitcoin in the past. Okay, here, for example, in downtrend. Okay, in downtrend. Now, we have here in downtrend, all of this area in the past was resistance, right? Was resistance here, right? So let me change the color. I'm gonna change the color. Sorry, I'm gonna change the color here to red. Yeah, here. So what happened here? Bitcoin in this case broke here, got rejected here and broke the resistance, and after that is bouncing here. As you can see, there are some wicks. There are some wicks here. So some traders, actually, or many traders, they realize this area was resistance. Why? Because there are a lot of confluence here, 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 and also in the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, around seven points, even more, of resistance here. So this is telling me there is a very high chance if you see the price here, this in this area, is gonna be rejected. So of course it's gonna take time. It's not just like one time. Just getting it will get rejected very fast. Of course not. It's gonna take time. It depends on your time frame. But as you can see here, we have to start looking for shorts instead of longs because it's testing resistance, right? And the price is breaking the previous low. Is this one? Yeah, with this, right? It's making a new low here. So you are looking for a potential reversal of the trend. So that's why in this case, I opened a long position, a short position around 66,600, 500 around there. And I was in short from here, and I was waiting for me 1 week. And after that, you see, we saw this drop to around $45,000, $47,000. So in long positions, when we are looking for longs in an uptrend, it's very simple. For example, this one here. We have here resistance, right? This is resistance. It was resistance, right? In the past. Let me show you here. Here. What happened with the price? Bitcoin broke the resistance and is testing here again. But in this moment, before in the past, it was resistance. Now it's support. So let me change the color here. The color now is instead of red, it's going to be green. So if this is resistance, we want to see some confluence, maybe a few days, and after that, we want to see continuation. You see? So this is the area where you start looking for. We are going to start looking for longs, right? And of course, as you can see here, another test to the support, right? This is the second chance to buy again in the support, as you can see here. Something like this. And after that, continuation. You see? So you need to start looking for positions support. In this case, for example, here we have confluence around this area. The reason why Bitcoin was in support in sideways here is because this area in the past was sorry, here in this area in sideways is because this area was in the past support, as you can see here. Confluence here, confluence here, confluence here. So people, they are looking for potential bounce around this area. So it's in general, in the big picture, actually how you can identify resistance and support only using price action. I have to tell you this, without indicators, this is very difficult. It's something not for people they are starting. You are starting using trading. This is something actually is going to be very difficult for you. So that's why you have to practice a lot. Okay, so now let's continue with the next topic. Okay, the next topic is okay, we are going to talk about the volume. The volume is actually very important, and I will tell you why. Okay. Volume is basically like all the money, how much money the traders, right? People, they are putting in the market, right? It's very simple. So you have here the price is this one. Let me just, this is the price, right? This is the price, but the volume is doing something like this, right? It's this, sometimes it's following the price, sometimes it's just dropping, okay? In general, the theory of volume, I will tell you something. I don't watch the price in my case because I know people, especially with classic technical analysis, they are just watching the price, right? 70K, 67K, and they are looking for that. In my case, in real life, what actually I am watching most of the time is volume. Why? Because the theory is like this. The volume must follow the price. Okay? So if you see the price is doing this, right? You want to see the volume, right? The volume doing similar thing, right? So the buyers are increasing at the same time the price is increasing. But the problem with this is when you see the price doing something like this, right? Something like this, but the volume is doing something like this. This is telling you there is a very high chance the price will drop. So, of course, technically speaking, this is a better divergence. So I will talk about it later. But it's extremely important because it doesn't matter if it's an uptrend or downtrend, whatever here, the price action, volume, most of the time actually, uh, the fake signals actually is less. They are less in volume. That's why in my case I prefer I am watching most of the time volume than the price itself, because the volume is going to tell me how many buyers and sellers. So that's why let me show you, for example, in the charts, an example. Let me show you here. Okay, so we have here a Bitcoin in 1-day chart. Yeah, let me show you here in weekly chart. For example, here, let me show you. I'm gonna just add a volume indicator, normal one. I mean, like volume oscillator here. Yeah. Usually I don't use this kind of. I think this is one is not very good. I remember this one is not very good. I'm gonna show you the OBB, the classic OBB on volume balance here. If we go here, yeah, as you can see here, yeah, in this case, when the price is dropping here, the market, also the OBB, in this case, the volume is decreasing, right? When it's in sideways, the market here, as you can see here, also is in sideways here. And when the price here is in uptrend, as you can see here, the volume is in uptrend. You see, volume and the price. In this case, let me see if I can find an example where we have the opposite. I need to change the scale here. Logarithmic. Yeah, here. In this example here. Let me show you here. When we have here Bitcoin in 1-day chart, I think 1-day chart is much better. Yes, here. As you can see here in 1-day chart, Bitcoin was in 2021 was doing new highs. The volume was very high, right? Impressive. The volume was doing this, beautiful. Yeah, bullish to the moon. But what happened here? Bitcoin tested around 60K, dropped it, and is bouncing again here, right? But what happened with the volume? The volume is just flat and actually making new higher lows. You see? And that's why in that time I said, hey, this is a bear trap, a bull trap, sorry, a bull trap, and there is a very high chance this move is fake. Why? Because the volume is not following the price. So what we wanted to see, we wanted to something like this, right? The volume here, OBB, is increasing, and not just increasing, is making new highs, same as Bitcoin. That's why in this case, we have a divergence from this point and this point, and also this point and this point. As you can see here, the volume and the price, they are not matching. So that's why it's very simple for me to say, okay, you know what? This is potentially a very nice setup or maybe a potential short in the long term, of course. So that's why I can tell you right now, volume is the most important indicator, at least for me, in my system when I am trading. Now let's continue. I'm gonna continue with the next topic. Okay, the next topic. Let's talk about volatility. Volatility is actually very powerful and is one of the best ways to catch actually explosive moves. Mhm. Okay, volatility is very simple. We have here the price again. Let me show you the price. The price is doing this, right? It's an uptrend, but suddenly is in sideways, right? But the waves they are smaller, 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 smaller. As you can see here, you can say, this is forming a triangle, right? It's forming a triangle because I know people like to see patterns, something like this, right? And it's when YouTubers said, to the moon from here or to here, right? Something like that. But in the reality, what is happening here? The volatility is contracting. This is telling me every time when the asset is bouncing here or is pumping in this area, there are people selling. And also in this area, there are people buying. And they are almost the same, in the same quantity of transactions or volume. So that's why the price is in sideways. Now, when you see the price doing something like this, like the waves are smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller here, yeah, is when actually we have to enter in the market. I know maybe something you don't like to do because it's boring, right? You have to wait a long time, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks. It depends on the time frame you are watching. But most of the time, I can tell you right now, is where this is the way how you catch actually explosive moves from the beginning. Yeah. So I did it many times, and of course, I built some indicators where actually I can identify these kind of things. So they are very, very, very powerful. And the best way to do how to do that is when you see the price is flat and also making the waves are smaller. In this area is when we want to enter. Here is exactly around here is when we want to enter. We can use our trading system, right, with a buy signal, a signal, whatever. And the next task is to see. We need to say, okay, it's gonna be to the upside or to the downside. Well, it depends on the system we are following. Okay, so volatility is extremely important because you catch the right move, you could catch the beginning of the bull market or the bear market. Yeah, it's very, very powerful. Let me show you the chart. And the chart, let me show you. Now, let's go here. For example, here, the market is in sideways here in 1-day chart, right? As you can see here, the market is in sideways here. It's in sideways. But as you can see here, the price of Bitcoin, it was just in 1 day, it was from the low was $29,260 and the high was around $29,400 or 500. The move, the range in that day was only $300 around there. So this is telling me right now here, this something huge is about to happen, right? And after that, what happened? A big crash. Yeah. And after that, again, the same thing, it will repeat again, again, and again. Yeah, you will see sideways here, sideways market, right? Sideways market, and you will see usually the waves, they are smaller, smaller, smaller. The candles are very, very, very small, and after that, a massive move. You can see exactly the same thing many, many, many times in 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Here, as you can see here, the price is very, 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 very small. The range is very small, and after that, explosive move to the upside. As you can see here, volatility is extremely, extremely important because you want to, if you are trading, you want to actually enter when the market is sideways because you want to catch explosive moves. Explosive moves. You see, sideways, explosive move. Sideways, explosive move. So in my case, I love when the market is in sideways because first of all, it's very easy to trade. Second, I have a very good chance to catch a very explosive move. That is actually one of the things I really want to do. And usually I am looking for that kind of moves all the time. As you can see here in one day chart here, for example, we have sideways here, sideways. Let me show you here. Yeah, sideways here. And as you can see here, the waves, right? They are smaller, smaller, smaller. And after that, massive move to the upside. Yeah. So we want to enter here. When the waves are very, very, very small, the range is very, very small with volatility. So it's very simple, right? Very, very, very simple. So let's continue with the next topic. Okay. The next topic is we need to understand. I'm going to talk about the market makers, psychology of trading. Okay. All the things I told you, you will find many YouTubers, many videos telling you similar things. But what they don't tell you is actually, in my experience, right, is around 70%, 70% your mental health and 30% technical analysis. Okay, this is very, very, very important. 70% your mental health. What I'm trying to say with this is you have a difficult life. For example, let me just add here a few things, right? For example, here, you have problems in your job problems. Let me change the color. Maybe you have problems with family, health, money, and so on, right? It doesn't matter what kind of problems you have. The problem is that when you have this kind of issues in your life, yeah, you will be your performance is gonna be terrible. Not only just in trading, in your life, right? So that's why you have to, when you are trading, you need to be sure like you fixed everything in your life. So your health, your job, your money, everything is in order. Whatever you are doing, you must organize and fix your life first. You have problems with alcohol, you have problems with gaming, whatever you have to do, you have problems, you need to do that. Second thing here is how you can do that. Of course, I am not professional about this. I will tell you just what I did in my life, okay? Because 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I had many issues in my personal life. So one of the things I did in my case, right? Of course, I'm not saying this is gonna work for you. First of all, is I understand. I try to build systems. Instead of setting goals in my life, I try to I build systems. For example, I like to go to the gym maybe 2 times per week, right? Because I wanna be healthy, right? I built a system maybe to eat of cooking. For example, I like cooking. I learned how to cook because I know it's healthier, right? I read books about stoicism, for example. Reading about philosophy. I like to practice martial arts. I like walking. I like in my finance always I'm trying to track everything, my expenses, everything. So the point here is I build systems. Building systems in my life actually is working very good because I can organize my life in ways like I couldn't do that before. Of course, also I stopped talking with people like maybe toxic people, like people that, hey Leo, let's go to have a drink or beer or whatever. That people didn't help me at all in my life, so that's why I decided just to, you know, move on from there. Mhm. You fix this problem, your life is a more like organized and fixed. You will be able to maybe potentially just be successful, not just in trading, in many things, in your work, in your life, whatever, in your health. But actually, this is very, very, very difficult, and that's something people, YouTubers, right, will never tell you this. Yeah, because this is very, very difficult in real life. In real life, this is very difficult. Okay, very difficult. So, because they want to sell you something, just you draw this triangle, rectangle, whatever, and to the moon, right? That is not actually real. Of course, it's possible, but maybe just one time every 5 years you will make it like that. You will do it in that way. Now, um, 70% is your mental health, psychology, trading. You need to understand. You need to be in a very good, in a good moment in your life, and also finally, when you understand this is the first step, okay? This is the first step, the first step. The second step is you need to understand psychology of money in how the market makers they are working and how they are gonna get, they want to get your money. First of all, here is you need to understand this. Usually, in my case, right? In my case, right? I don't trade news, right? I don't trade news. I don't trade. I don't trade. Don't follow. I don't follow news. I don't follow influencers. I don't follow a media. In my case, right? In my case, I don't follow media. I don't follow anyone actually about trading in my career. Mhm. In my decisions, I don't follow anyone. And why? Because when you see the markets, for example, the chart, right? Let me show you. One moment. Here, for example, the market is moving like this, and here Bitcoin will hit 100k, 500k, whatever, right? And the market is in sideways here. Elon Musk said Shiba Inu is going to the moon, whatever, right? Well, all of them, all the media, mhm, most of the time, market makers pay. Yep, okay, sorry. Most of the time they paid media, right, to just manipulate you and me, right? Saying the ETF, right, to Donald Trump, this kind of things, right? It's just they are distractions. Distraction to what? To see actually what is happening in real life. Let me show you a good example, and this example is the what happened in the corona. Mhm. What happened in the coronavirus stuff, right? So when we got the pandemic, people all the world, right, we were just locked, right, without you know the zombies, right, will be out there. So what happened? The market just crashed, right? That time. And people they were super, super, super bearish. They say, "Oh my God, the market, blah blah blah, the inflation, oh this and that, the new virus, the new type." Okay, what happened with the markets? We saw one of the strongest bullish bull market. I mean, the strongest bull markets in many years. Not just only for Bitcoin, actually. Uh, we saw this bull market for the stock market, right? Remember what happened with Netflix, Meta, all of them, they crashed in 2021, and all of, oh my God, yeah, it's because the Netflix report like was reporting like losing subscribers, something like that, right? Really? And I said to you a long time ago, 2, 3 years ago, say, hey, there's a big buy opportunity, and this is gonna be this. We will see new highs for Netflix, for example, yeah, or Meta, yeah. Well, it's because people, most of them, they are very, very, very emotional and they are just following, right? That's the problem. Following news, following someone, and they don't want to do the job, like actually doing this, what I said to you before, doing this is very, very difficult. So what happened here? Netflix crashed here from $700 all the way down to 180. And I said to you a long time ago, hey, here a big buy opportunity, big buy opportunity. I know the news is telling you it's gonna crash, blah blah blah, it's very bad, but if we see the long-term chart, this is a massive opportunity because it's an uptrend. As you can see here, this is an uptrend. Netflix is an uptrend. Every massive crash, historically speaking, is a big buy opportunity. You see? So that's why I don't follow news. I give a shit about it, honestly. I don't follow fundamentals. I don't follow that kind of things. Yeah, because of this. Because of this. Okay. So let's continue. Let's continue. I'm gonna show you the board again. I will continue with this explanation. Okay. I don't follow news, influencers, media. Okay. I don't follow that kind of shit. Now, the last step is very simple. Yeah, 30% here, 70% is this. Your life must be fixed. You must be healthy. You have to organize your life. Yeah, build systems instead of goals. You will find many videos about productivity. There are many videos taking notes, right? Second brain, that kind of things. I have my second brain as well. I am a guy who's taking notes about everything. I like to use Obsidian, that kind of stuff. Then 30% is very simple. Learn assistant trading. Learn assistant trading. Yeah. Here is technical analysis. In this area is TA. TA. So if you have all of this, the TA is going to be very simple because TA is just following rules. You buy and you sell when the system is telling you to do that. That's all. You see? So the real challenge about trading is not the technical analysis, it's actually you. You are actually the problem. So after 11 years doing this, this is something I wish someone could tell me after a long time. And this is not just applying for trading, it's your life, everything, your career, your life, your wife, your kids, whatever you have in your life, it's the same thing. In my case, just I share with you what is working for me. Of course, it could be different for you. You need to find something actually is working for you. Some people like to taking notes. In my case, building systems. Some people, they like to set goals, right? In my case, for example, in my personal life, I like to set goals of every 5 years. Every 5 years, I see myself like how I will be in the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, yeah, in the long term. So it depends, right? So it's up to you. But as you can see here, 70% is this, 70% is this, and 30% is this. And this is the reason why 90% of the traders fail, because they learn all the rules. They are learning all the rules, but they don't control their emotions. They have problems. They have financial issues. They have problems with their family. They are very unstable. They are alcoholics. They are just playing video games. They are just watching porn. You see. So that's why you need to fix your life, and after that, you will be successful not just only in trading, in many things you want. Okay. Okay. So now let's continue. Let's continue with the next topic, okay? Let's continue with the next topic, and I will share with you the next topic is, okay, risk management. Risk management, and actually this is very interesting. Why? Because what you will find on Twitter, right, on YouTube, is like risk management, right? Is how much how much money I can make. If you are trading, because every time when you see a trade, you are thinking this, how much money I can make, you are actually doing a big mistake here. Because risk management is not about how much money you can make is actually more like how I can avoid losing money. Instead of thinking how much money you can make when you are going to execute a trade, you need to start thinking how to avoid losing money. You need to protect your capital. You spend maybe 5-6 months of your life saving, right? Working in a 9 to 5 job, getting your money right, and after that, just because you are just bullish and just you're in FOMO, you put everything in the market and you lose everything in 1 hour, right? So that's a big problem. I got that issue a long time ago, many years ago. That's why I realized I was doing something wrong. Instead of thinking how much money I want to make, is how I can actually minimize the risk of losing money. Okay, so there are many ways to do that. In trading, it's very simple. Let me show you how to do that. Um, okay, again, we have the chart. Let me show you the chart. This is my chart. This is my chart, right? Is in uptrend, right? Here. And as you can see here, it's in uptrend. Okay. So imagine we have an entry point buy signal around here. How we are going to execute this? It's very simple. You enter here, you open your long position here. Okay. You open your long position here. In this case, in the moment when you open your long position, you need to understand where is going to be your stop loss. Yeah, where? With using just price action, it must be below the next confluence of the next potential support, below there. And so let me fix this chart, and I want to fix it for this example. Let me show you here. It's doing something like this. Okay, now we have a clear support here. Clear support is this one. And you want to open a long position here. A long position here, right? We open a long position here. A long position here. Yeah. And we need to set our stop loss below the confluence zone, all of this area. Imagine your stop loss is gonna be around here. Okay. The video is frozen. Sorry. Let me just fix it. One moment. Okay. Sorry. I think now, please let me know if now you can see the video, the chart. Okay. So as you can see here, the blue line is your stop loss. Okay, thank you. So your stop loss, your entry point is the blue line, and your stop loss is the purple line. People usually ask me, hey, how you can actually know where to set your stop loss? The easiest way is gonna be below the confluence zone. Here is the confluence using price action, right? Price action below there. Yeah, that's all. Now, imagine here you were right and the price is doing this. Okay, you are making money. Perfect, very good. So the next step, as soon as you see a decent bounce, for example, maybe you are in one day chart, maybe 5-10%, you have to remove the losing scenario. How? Your stop loss is not gonna be a stop loss anymore. It's gonna be just a stop. For example, your entry point is the blue line. Here is gonna be your stop loss is gonna be here. You see? The only thing you will pay maybe is just the fees of the exchange, but your money, you will not lose your money. Okay? You are protecting yourself from the market. Okay? So if something happened like this, doesn't matter. You didn't lose money, right? That is the point. Risk management. Risk management. And also, before of entering, you want to open a trade. You don't know where is going to be your stop loss. You don't have a trade. That's all. And don't force a trade. You cannot force a trade. We cannot force, never, never forcing a trade. Never, never force a trade. Okay, never. So if the price is here, is moving here, very, very high, the only thing you have to do is go and play and watch a movie. Play Xbox, PlayStation, Halo, whatever you want to do. Just do it. Wait for the pullback. Don't force a trade. Wait for the price to come to your area of maybe potentially it could be a nice setup. In this case, always when it's testing support or it's testing resistance. Okay, don't rush. Trading should be boring. It's something, it should be very boring, something like you don't want to, you're just waiting. Yeah, because trading is more about waiting than actually trading. You will wait even more times than trading, than execute trades. Just maybe last time I execute a trade yesterday, but I execute trades maybe every 5-6 days, or even more, because Bitcoin is just in sideways. That's all. Sometimes it's like that. If you're rushing because you want to make money as soon as possible, you will not do that with trading. You have to fix your life first, and after that you can do that. Okay. Okay, so now let's continue with the next topic. Okay. Okay, now you know I explained about 1 second, let me remove this. Okay. I will remove this. Okay. So right now, in the first hour of this live stream, I explain what is trends, resistance, and support, volume, volatility, and market makers. And risk management. Okay, and risk management also. Risk, whatever. Okay, so now finally we are going to talk about my system of trading. Okay, my system of trading. First of all, you need to understand something. My system of trading, the components of my system of trading, there are around four components. First of all is momentum. The second is time. Is volume. And trend. So all of them, they are very important, of course. That's why I decided to explain your support and resistance, volatility, because we will use them for all of them, because we are gonna use indicators for each topic. Let me show you here. Yeah. So momentum. Momentum is basically like actually what is doing the price. Is moving to the upside. How strong is doing that? Like it's very weak, it's very strong. The momentum. For this momentum, I like to use an indicator couple curve, where actually you can see the momentum of the market is very strong or weak. Let me show you here with TradingView. Yep, with TradingView. If you go here, is this one? The default indicator is this one. As you can see here, we have the chart. This indicator is very powerful. It's going to tell you the momentum of the market, if the momentum is weak or is very, very strong. In general, below zero line, below zero line is not very good. I mean, if you follow the traditional rules of the indicator. In my case, I don't do that. But let me show you here for Netflix, right? Below zero line here, technically the momentum is weak. Above zero line is bullish, and of course the extremes, right here, the extremes, right, the higher here. If the distance from the zero line is actually the heel of the curve is very high, we are entering a danger zone. Actually, one of the updates of my indicator, I want to add some bands like this to identify where are the extremes of the curve. So when you see the extremes here, here, there is a very high chance to see reversals. So the momentum is the climax, right? It's very high, right? But there's a very good chance to see a reversal in the momentum. So this is telling me potentially the market is going to drop. And here potentially the market is going to bounce. For example, here is this in the extreme of the extreme, as you can see here, the extreme here, almost there here. You can expect is gonna just bounce from here. As you can see here, Netflix was dropping here, and after that is bouncing. So this is the first one. Is the momentum is very important. And let's continue with the next one. The next one is time. Time is just, well, actually time. I have some rules for this. When I trade 4-hour chart, 4-hour chart is around between 24 hours, maximum 48. One day chart is around 10 days. Weekly chart around 3 months. 1 month chart minimum 6 months, minimum 6 months, and 1 year. Okay. Of course, this is based on my experience with my system. Of course, it depends on the system you're using. It could be different. But what it's telling me, if I am trading 4-hour chart, I am expecting results in the next 24 hours minimum, potentially maximum 48 hours. Okay, no more than that. If I didn't get the results I was expecting, maybe the market is in sideways, just I need to cancel my trade. Same rule applies for 1-day chart and weekly chart. For example, if I have a buy signal in momentum with curve, right? I have a buy signal. I have to wait 10 days. 10 days. Two things could happen in 10 days. I get a stop it. For example, in my last trade, I got a stop it. Or the market is, or I make some profits. The last scenario is like the market is in sideways, is doing nothing, so it's time to cancel my trade. Weekly chart, the same thing. I buy Bitcoin for 3 months, weekly buy signal, but the market is not moving. It's doing nothing. Or maybe I gotta stop it. Same thing. 1 month is for investing. Weekly chart actually is for investing as well. 1 month chart is to buy right now Bitcoin because you have a buy signal in monthly, and you have to wait until maybe 2025. Yeah. So the time frame is very different. You cannot mix them. Well, you can do that, but it's a very advanced topic. It's not for this live stream. I will talk about 3-screen system, but not in this live stream. It's a little bit more advanced. So time frame is very important here. Time is very important. So that's why we cannot. You are trading 4-hour chart. 1-day chart, you need to keep in mind this. If you execute your trading 4-hour chart, you need to wait. Please wait to see the result. Now, volume. Volume, I like to use OBB. Yeah, OBB. Let me show you here. OBB is very important. OBB here. OBB. 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 OBB is this one on volume balance. Is very important. In my case, I like to add another indicator when I use the classic OBB. Is the moving average, exponential moving average. Mhm. When I have to use this one, I like to use ME55. ME55, let me change the color here because we can see also trends here. As you can see here, we have trends. Oh, sorry, one moment. Okay, as you can see here, we have OBB, yeah, and in the big picture, you can see there are some trends. This is an uptrend. The volume is very healthy. Netflix is very healthy. You see, in this case. So volume is very, very important. I will show you how to I combine everything, right? But I will do it later. So next one is next one. Volume here is OBB and trend. Trend I always use the ME55. Always I like to use the ME55. ME55. And the reason is very simple. Is because I backtested many moving average. And I realized, of course, after back testing many of them, ME21, ME13, ME100, I realized I could maximize the profits of my system of trading using, using the ME55. So ME exponential moving average here, and this one I like to set, as I said before, ME55 here, 55, and here. Okay, good. So the rules are very simple. The ME55 is going to act as dynamic support or resistance. In this case, for example, here, let me show you here. Here is above the ME55. I cannot be bearish. You see, its volatility here is very simple. It's very interesting because with moving average like ME55, when it's flat, it's telling you the market is in sideways, but also is the volatility is decreasing. So it's actually a very good hint. For example, here. It's flat and volatility is very low and to the moon, right? Volatility is very low, flat, and to the moon, you see? But it's a dynamic support. You see, let me show you here. For example, here is bouncing here, and after that testing ME55, and after that continuation. Yeah, it's not perfect, but of course, there is no like perfect indicator, right? Sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not. That's why risk management is very, very, very important. As you can see here, breakout, testing ME55, and after that continuation. And here, consolidation below the ME55 without breaking the ME55, and after that continuation. And finally here, resistance, 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 and well, as you can see here, it's not perfect, but now you can understand. The pattern is very simple. Every time when you see the ME55, you are going the price is above the ME55, you are going to start looking for longs. So bounce and you will buy the pullback around the ME55. Always when I am looking for a new trade, I am looking for the ME55. If the price is very close there, very close to there, I will start looking for longs or shorts. So this is the ME55. So the trend, identify the trends with the ME55, and let's continue with the next one. The ME55. Okay, good. So how I can use them all together? All together. There is one missing here. Volatility. Volatility. Actually, I use with my original system of trading also the ME55 when it's flat. When the ME55 is flat, totally flat, is when actually I see the volatility is decreasing as well. How I can combine all of this? Well, let's talk about my trading system. First of all, here I build my custom indicators. So that's why let me show you here. You can add all my system indicators, my indicators. So you type here, Leo. You will find here in the community many indicators. Yeah, one of them is the momentum indicator, advanced trend system. Oh, well, there are many, but here is one of them on volume balance indicator. Mhm. This one is the version number 1. We will use it for this live stream because it's in public. The other indicators are in my GitHub. Okay, you can go to my GitHub, and they are open source, and you can just copy and paste it here, and you will use the latest version of my indicators. So what I did here is just instead of just using the OBB, the classic OBB, this one, yeah, this one has many issues with the scaling, and second, is very hard to identify the trends. That's why I built my own OBB. Okay, good. So thank you. So as you can see here, this is the classic OBB here. This is the classic OBB, and this is the OBB, the custom indicator I built myself. I built this indicator around 6 years ago. It's still working very good, right? It's actually very, very good. And this is telling me very simple things. Here is zero line. Here is very important. As long as the volume is above zero line, everything is bullish. Below zero line, well, the volume is not following the price and actually is not very good, right? So we cannot expect a big move. And also is support and resistance. Here is support, as you can see here, it's testing support, and after that to the moon, right? Here is testing support and actually breaking down here. You can apply, it's almost the same thing as the rules as the ME55 to the OBB. But as you can see here, it's easier to identify trends here in this indicator than this one. You see, this is very confusing. So that's why I built this one. Second one is the curve. Momentum, Leonidas. Okay, it's this one, momentum indicator. You can use this one as well. 1 second is, okay, is this one. The rule is very simple, actually very easy. Here, when you see the purple, right, the purple color here below the zero line, technically speaking, it could be a buy signal. Okay, only using curve. When you see the darker blue color is gonna be a sell signal, formally speaking. Sideways signal here. Sideways or selling, sideways or buying. Now, of course, I have to tell you something. There are many fake signals. Momentum indicator, they are offering very good signals, but most of the time they are fake. So that's why you have to double check. If you have a buy signal in curve, but the volume is not very good, it could be possible. This signal, it could be a fake signal. For example, here we have a buy signal. Here we have the bounce, but because there is no volume, I mean, it's not above zero line. What happened with the price? You see, it was not enough volume, so that's why the price just crashed. You see, you will find many issues like this. Buy signal here, yes, big bounce, but the volume was below zero line. Tested the zero line here as resistance, and after that, what happened? Crash. You see? So that's why you have to be careful when you open longs or shorts using only curve. Only curve is not very good. You have to always double check with volume. Actually, volume is my OBB is my leading indicator, not curve. Now let me show you here a very strong setup. I will show you something here. For example, here, this is a buy signal with curve, right? The volume is holding the zero line here as support, as you can see here. So if you open a long position here, because it's above the zero line, there's a very good chance, potentially, right, this signal is going to be strong enough to see a very nice move. And after that, what happened, right? Now, when we can close the signal, It depends. It's up to you. In my case, the rule how actually I close positions is when I have two things. First of all, when I close my position is here. I have a darker blue plus I have the volume in OBB is not healthy. We have maybe it's breaking the zero line, it's breaking the ME55, the green line, right? But in this case, right, this is telling me the price is going to enter in sideways, as you can see here, sideways, but the volume is amazing. It's above the zero line here, it's above the zero line, it's above the ME55. You know what? Potentially, this signal, it could be fake. So that's why by practicing, you are practicing, right? It's not just like I got the feeling. You will practice and you will see this pattern many times. You will realize that, you know what, I will just hold. Why? Because volume is very healthy. So what happened? After that, Bitcoin bounced here again. Very nice move here. And the volume is what is following the price. Is very healthy. Even if we have another sell signal here. We have another sell signal here, right? Sell signal here. The volume is very healthy, right? As you can see, the price is just in sideways here. Sideways. But one thing happened. Something very interesting happened. The volume broke the ME55. Is trending to the downside. So what this is telling me is potentially the next buy opportunity is not going to be a very strong. Why? Because now it's trending to the downside. And in the next sell signal, potentially I will close my position because the volume is not following the price. You see, the volume is not following the price. So here I close my entry. So I open here, and I close here. It's a little bit complex, I know. That's why you have to practice more. Okay, so simple rules. Darker purple, buy signal. Darker blue, sell signal. Confirmation. Volume must be healthy. Continuation. Volume must follow the price. Closing positions. Darker blue and volume must be unhealthy. I mean, the price is bouncing here, but the volume is making new lows or is crashing. You see? Remember this, okay? Remember this. Okay, now let's continue with the next topic, with the next indicator. The next indicator is volatility. Remember what I told you. Volatility is the best way, the best and the most powerful way of making profits in the markets. Seriously. It's the best way. How? Let me explain. Here you have blue colors, right? I built this indicator for myself, right? Because actually I like building software, so that's why I decided to build everything by myself. So the rule is very simple. When you see volatility blue, this is telling you the volatility or the price is contracting. So let me show you. Here, in this scenario, volatility is contracting. It's very low, right? So what we can expect in the price? Sideways. Yeah, sideways. This is telling me, like in the future, an explosive move is about to happen. The higher the time frame is more explosive the move. Okay, it could be to the downside, it could be to the upside. So in this case, we are in an uptrend. You see, we are in an uptrend. We are looking for longs because we are in an uptrend. Okay. Second thing here is we have to wait for the next buy signal. Okay, we have the volume. We have a buy signal here in curve. Let me remove this. Okay. We have a buy signal here. Volume is crossing the zero line here in OBB. Yeah. So this is telling me a potential buy signal is coming. You see? Here. Here. As you can see here, the volatility was very low here. It's crashing a little bit, and after that, it's expanding from yellow to red. And after that, what happened? This move. Maybe you think it's very small, but no, actually it's not. It was around 23%. You see? So every time when you see the blue color here is when we need to start getting ready for a potential entry in the direction of the trend. So if you are in an uptrend, you are looking for longs. If you are in downtrend, you are looking for shorts. Yeah? If only brave people or very smart people, you want to fight the trend, you can do that, but it's very risky. It's easier for all of us, for you and for me, myself, to enter in just don't fight the trend. Okay, in my case, I like to do that, but when I have a very strong case. So as you can see here, volatility is contracting here. It was expanding here, and of course, there is no entry here. There is no entry here. In here is when I open a long position, and after finally the price explode. Same thing here. You see? Here we have volatility here. Volatility very low, and after that, what happened? Massive move to the upside. Here, another example. Let me show you here. Yeah, we have this one. Yeah, volatility super contracted, as you can see here. Sell signal here. OBB got rejected by zero line here, and after a massive move to the downside. You see, and you can apply this rule to higher time frames. For example, weekly chart. Amazing, right? Imagine we can do something like this in weekly chart. Yes, I did it a couple times, but I did it. Let me show you here. In 2018, what happened? 2018. Remember when Bitcoin was at $6,000 and people were saying in that time, the bottom is 6,000. And I said, no, it's going to crash. Yeah, crash from $6,000 to 3,000. I was there, right? I was there. So what happened here? Volatility, it was contracting for a long time. You see? No volume. It is trending to the downside. And finally, Bitcoin broke the zero line here. Nice short from 6,000 all the way down to 3,000. You see? And we know that because we didn't know like it will be that big, but something in weekly chart we saw a volatility contraction. So we can expect multiples, thousands of move, like 10,000 or like 20,000 move because the time frame is higher, right? It's bigger. So that's why the move should be explosive. And maybe for the next 3 or 4 months, Bitcoin will just move very, very strong. So the same thing here. We have volatility contraction here. We need to get ready for what? Potentially pullback, maybe. Yeah. So what happened after that? Volatility contracting here, sell signal in weekly chart here, sell signal in weekly chart, and after that, massive move to the downside. Maybe for you it's not looking very, very big, but actually it was big. From $11,000, $12,000 to here, around 50%. You see? So volatility is the key. At least in my system of trading, to identify explosive moves and anticipate. If you apply my system, you can anticipate to many moves, like just applying the rules. Of course, you will not catch all of them. My system is not perfect. Okay. So here the same thing, same rule here. Volatility contraction here, buy signal here. You see? But one thing, volatility is still contracted, right? In a healthy move, you want to see this: blue, yellow, red. Blue, expansion, climax, right? Contraction, expansion, and climax. But in this case, we didn't see that. It's just contracting. So there is a very good chance the real move is not maybe this one. It's going to be potentially the next sell signal. And what happened here? We have a sell signal here. We have a sell signal here. A sell signal here. And after that, massive crash. Because the volatility was very low, I knew something big, right, would happen. Not because the corona stuff, right? No. The chart is telling you this. You see? Now, in my case, I opened a short position around $9,700. Honestly, I will be honest with you. I was not expecting all of this crash to 4,000. In my case, I was looking for $7,500, the next area of support here. But no, this time just Bitcoin crash all the way down to 4,000. You see? And you can apply the same technique to all the time frames. For example, here, the monthly. The monthly here. We have a contraction here, and what happened here? Bitcoin in the next with the sell signal here in the monthly between 2020 and 2020, yeah, all 2020, Bitcoin wasn't just in sideways here. In the next buy signal here, it's not perfect, right? This buy signal, I didn't like it, honestly. Yeah, it was not very clear. But with weekly chart, I did it. I mean, I bought it with weekly chart. As you can see here, the expansion phase in volatility from blue to yellow. And now Bitcoin is contracting again. For almost since 2023, it's just contracting. My concern, technically speaking, right, because I will say something very people maybe you don't like, is we have a better divergence in curve, we have a better divergence in OBB, and we have volatility. Okay, it's a very nice setup for maybe potential closing long-term positions and taking profits. Taking profits. So as you can see here, you can apply all of this technique in 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart. It doesn't matter. Volatility is gonna be the key. So now I share with you how actually I am looking for positions. That's why I don't trade very often. That's why I am just waiting. That's why my Discord channel is not like very active, because I am just posting when actually I find trades. Yeah, and it's gonna take time. Okay, so let me see what time is it. Okay, 20 minutes left. Okay, the last topic of this live stream is we are going to talk about the bullish divergence and bearish divergence. Okay, it's a little bit difficult, this topic, because you need to understand all the previous things I said before to understand this. Okay, so that's why it's a little bit complex for you. Please go watch my live stream, right, as much as you can, right? Try to understand what all the basic concepts, because it's gonna be a little bit complex, but it's fine. Let me continue here. Okay, so let's go to the board, and okay, imagine we have here the price again, right? The price is doing something like this, right? This is the price, and this one is the volume. Let me change the color. This one is the color. This is the volume. Imagine the volume is doing this, but suddenly is doing this. And not just only the volume. Imagine also the curve is doing this. We have something like this. This, the buy signal, and the next one is smaller. You see? So the price is making new highs here, but the volume is making new lows, and momentum is making new lows as well. So this hill and this hill is, this one is smaller than this one, and the volume is also in downtrend. This is telling you something. There are not enough buyers. So in some point, we don't know exactly when. That's why we follow system of trading, right? We follow signals, right? In some point here in the future, the price, there is a very high probability to see the price falling, because volume and momentum, they are not in the same page. They are not following the price. Okay, it's very. I hope to be very. I try to explain this like in a very easy way. You can apply the same thing in downtrend. Yeah, in downtrend. For example, the price is doing this, right? Is doing this, but the momentum, the volume is doing this, and the momentum is doing this. sell, and the hill is smaller. You see? The volume is like this, and the momentum is like this, and the price is crashing. So this is telling you in some point in the future, there is a reversal. It's gonna be a reversal. It's very simple. Yeah, but of course we have to practice. So let's go to the chart. Let's go to the chart, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay, the best example I can show you is what happened in 2022. 2022 here, 2021, 2022. Let's talk about this one. I said a long time ago, the price is gonna break down. It's gonna break. Why? Because we have a better divergence. Remember this. Here we have a sell signal in curve, right? We have a sell signal here. This hill is smaller than this one, and the price, what is this? The price is higher, right? And not only just the momentum, also the volume is just in downtrend. You see? So massive better divergence here, massive better divergence here, because the momentum and the volume, they are not following the price. So what happened after that? I said, hey, in 2022, we are gonna see a big drop. So what happened here? Big drop, right? Big drop 2022. Now, we apply the same principles, the same rules, the same things, okay? So let me show you here. We have here, from this point and this point, we have a new low, right? But volume is not making new lows, actually is increasing. You see, it's increasing. We have momentum. This is the hill, but this hill is smaller than the previous one. So we have what? What is this? This is a bullish divergence, the opposite of this one. You see? That's why in my live stream I said, hey, from here, I am looking for the next area of confluence. Using price action is around TDK, $27,000. Yeah? I am looking for this. Okay? And as you can see here, after 3 months, what happened with the price? You see? So, if you see volume and momentum, they are in the same page, they are following the price, it's very good. But when there is a divergence with both, for example, volume and momentum, they are not. They are actually in the same page. Sorry, they are in the same page, showing you the same signals, bullish divergence or bearish divergence. There is a very strong this a very strong signal, like actually you should buy or maybe sell. Okay. So now what's happening right now? Bitcoin right now. Let me show you here in 1-day chart. Okay. In 1-day chart, we have here a better divergence from this point and this point, and from this point and this point. Okay, so technically speaking, we have right now Bitcoin testing resistance here, testing resistance. So the first time I tried to open a short position here, $67,000, because also this was a better divergence as well. Yeah, but what happened? Market makers know that, like, well, maybe people will enter in short because it's resistance, and usually, sometimes, actually many times, the price is a little bit is testing resistance a little bit higher to take just stop hunting. You know, stop hunting. I was there and I gotta stop it, but not because of that I will open a long position. No. Here we have a sell signal here, sell signal with better divergence, no momentum here. So there is a very good chance this could be in the following days is gonna be like this. Okay? And that's all. That's all. I cannot see the future. I cannot predict what is gonna happen. But based on the probabilities, I can tell you what are actually my system is telling me to do. Okay? Okay, guys, I think that's all. That's all. This is just a basic, it was just a basic live stream with all the basic concepts, like the fundamentals of my system of trading, also about psychology of trading and the different topics. Maybe in the next one, maybe I don't know when I will do that, but we can talk about more advanced topics like three-screen system, how to track your records, your trades, right, in an Excel file, for example, metrics, right? How to check your profit factor and that kind of stuff. But I think it's gonna be more. It's another. Is there are. It's maybe next time. Okay. So, well, I hope you like it, and I will organize this content because this content is gonna be used for as a reference for all the new traders. They want to find more information about my system. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.
And when that comes out, you heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero.